Hey everybody, wanted to do a quick update. Live today, we had very, very big news. Rescheduling executive order. I've made a bunch of slides, and so I'm just going to go through them and give you kind of my take on this. Um, and again, if you're a member of my program, I'm trying to give you the latest and greatest news in a timely fashion, and we're always going to be a little bit ahead of the curve. Um, in my opinion, this is the biggest news in my 12 years in cannabis. Arguably, this could be the biggest news for the cannabis industry since cannabis was put on Schedule One, I don't know, 80 years ago, or whether it's been even longer. I will say also, and I'll can't say I told you so, but I told you so. I've been predicting this on webinars, actually against a lot of people that are in the know as well that were saying, oh, I don't think it's going to happen. I was like, I had a pretty good feeling on this for quite some time. And I put this in a lot of webinars, um, as well as even as recently as last month, getting some information out of my podcast with Jen Benda as well. So huge, huge news. Just a reminder, these are the schedules put out under federal law by the DEA. Schedule one are drugs that have no medical use. They're high potential for abuse, high potential for addiction. So LSD and heroin and peyote and meth and all that bad stuff. What's happening with today's Trump executive order? We're moving down to Schedule 3. What is Schedule 3, you ask? Well, that's real medicine. Those are things we commonly use. It's still regulated. You can't just go buy it on the street. Things like ketamine, Tylenol with codeine, we all use, steroid shots, testosterone, other things on Schedule 3. So it's real medicine. It's not a criminal drug anymore. There's real medical uses. So it's a big deal to move to Schedule 3. This was actually started under the Biden administration way back in 2022. The our where the science departments of our federal government are the Human Health Service Department and the FDA. That's where all our doctors and scientists live. They studied this for almost 2 years. They both recommended moving this to Schedule 3, and that yes, they agreed this is real medicine. DOJ published the rule in May of 24. Public comment period closed. And guess what? Of the 40,000 comments they got, 94% of them were yes. Let's move this. Let's get this done. Unfortunately, this was the end of Biden's presidency, and he didn't get it over the finish line. But today, Trump, a year later, is got moved this over the finish line. You can Google this at whitehouse.gov or whatever to read the full order. This is the key sentence, I think. The Attorney General shall take all necessary steps to complete the rulemaking process related to rescheduling marijuana to Schedule 3 of the CSA. In the most expeditious manner. Clear as day, Trump had 18 people behind him, including many doctors and others in government. And this is very important. Trump said himself that he has many friends in older ages that have used this successfully, cannabis, for their cannabis or their anxiety or PTSD. He believes it's real medicine. Many doctors were there from key hospitals saying, yes, this is real medicine. And he's saying, hey, get this done. Luckily, most of the legwork has been done those past 2 years. Pam Bondi, as the Attorney General, she has to take a couple of steps, but she can basically sign this into law very quickly. I think if she stalls in any way, Trump is going to be on her pretty quickly because people are bugging Trump about this. So my hunch is this will be fully implemented in Q1 of 2026. Again, I've been pretty accurate on my predictions, and I'll keep making these predictions as we go. But this is humongous news to move it to Schedule 3. What does this mean? Let's dive into this a little bit. It's not final, but it's an order to the Attorney General Pam Bondi to get this finished soon. There's very little to do on that. It moves cannabis to Schedule 3, meaning the 280E tax goes away forever. I'll talk about that in a minute. It also opens up national medical research, so any doctors and hospitals anywhere, not just across the globe, but here in the US, can do more studies and testing, and even get funded for that R&D, which is just going to bring even more medical evidence that we already have, 37,000 studies showing cannabis has medical benefits. And I think, again, this finalizes in Q1. It does not decriminalize cannabis, which is bad. We want to move forward with that. We want to let people out of jail for cannabis. They should not be there. States are still going to regulate their own hemp and cannabis markets and make their own rules. But this is just going to open up more states as well. I always throw the chart of what Americans think. Do you think cannabis should be legal or not? It's basically gone up and to the right. It dropped back a little this year, but I think we're going to see this massively increase again next year. What does this mean as far as dollars and money? So, assuming this did not happen, this was kind of the expectation out of MJ Biz Daily Research. This was going to be the industry the next 5 years doubling without this. So, in my opinion, this is just going to hockey stick. We're going to see all this growth they're saying come in the next year or two very, very quickly. Super exciting times. I'm going to talk about that. The global hemp market. Expected to grow rapidly. Actually, Cannabis Report reports that it's already a $30 billion industry right now. We did see in the funding bill, November 12th, that the government removed hemp-derived THC. So this isn't all hemp products. It's not an infused hemp or fibers. It's not CBD or CBG or CBN, but hemp-infused THC products are going to be legal next year. That's likely to be up for debate as well. We'll see what happens. The executive order also directed Congress to look at this. So this is not a done deal on the hemp side. I also pulled this off. Anthony Martinelli, you can follow him on Twitter, and he actually broke a bunch of this news earlier last month as well. I think he works at Miami Herald, and he posted this just an hour ago. Senior advisor tells me this is just the start. They're going to be working on clemency, descheduling, banking, all the big things that we want to have happen in the first half. So I think this movement, we went really up fast the last 12 years. Then we had a little bit of a stall last year and a half, and now I think we're going to see this really move forward now quickly. Very exciting times, and I think we're going to see this on all fronts. Effects on the industry: 280E ends. That's the tax that cannabis companies pay unfairly. So when that tax ends, all the 200,000 plus cannabis companies out there in the US, their tax bill is just going to go down 20 to 30%. What does that mean? Their free cash flow goes up 20 to 30%. The valuation of their company goes up 5 to 7x. That means new debt and equity capital is absolutely going to flood into the space because these are going to be very compelling investment opportunities. State programs are going to expand. We're going to see states that are medical go fully rec. We're going to see new states come in. Again, this is my prediction. In the next year, we've got the midterms. We'll see a massive amount of new startups. I think over 100,000 in the next 2 years. Lots and lots of M&A and exits. You'll see big corporates come in, big pharmaceutical companies. You'll see big beer companies, wine companies, all types coming in as well. I've talked about 280E a couple times. This is just a tax. If you're a cannabis company in any state, you don't get any deductions on your tax return, and you get no credits. So what does that mean? Those companies are paying a lot of tax, and they have for the last 12 years. This is ending. If you look in here, right here in this one sentence law, it says Schedule 1 and 2. Only those businesses are subject to this law. Cannabis now moves to Schedule 3. This law goes away. Huge, huge news. This slide was put out by Viridian Analytics out of New York. They put out a lot of great info a year or two ago. It still applies today, and they just show you clearly what happens to a company when 280E goes away. So with 280E, the company has 120,000 of cash flow. Without 280E, 296, almost a 3x. And look down here at the bottom right, 7.5x valuation improvement just by this tax going away. It's huge, huge news. Here's the current. I pulled this, I think, off of Forbes. Current markets, so you can see adult markets, medical markets. Cannabis is almost legal everywhere other than Kansas and Idaho. Now, Idaho's up for a vote next year too. Texas is very limited. I think we're going to see that expand. So we're going to see these markets expand in a big way. Florida lost last year, 2024, barely 55%. They needed 60. I think that's going to be an easy hurdle. Florida is going to be an absolutely massive market. I think that's coming. Investors who've been invested in the last round of cannabis, they're finally able to cash in if they want to. Again, exit multiples are going to be much bigger today as well. Um, Let me see, rescheduling ends. We're going to see lots of M&A, lots of exits, lots of startups. On our side, we need to get clients 280 compliant and audit ready for all this stuff. Starts with rock solid, world-class accounting. We need to do onboarding right. We need to do cleanup correctly. We need to know what a perpetual data room is and make sure it's up to date all the time from day one. We need to have a permanent audit trail built out for every client. These are proprietary tools in our program and make sure governance and controls. How is this new law going to affect us as CFOs and accountants and attorneys? Many ways. Our clients are more profitable. We can help them scale strategically. They can now grow. They've got more money. Our tax returns are actually more complex. It's not easier, it's harder. In the old days, a cannabis tax return, you put in revenues, cost of goods sold, and then you paid the tax. Now we've got the entire tax code at our disposal. We still need to do that complex gap accounting for all verticals in all 50 states. That's not going to change. Very complex. Clients will need us more than ever if we know what the hell we're doing. Perpetual data room, permanent audit trail, it's a no. You have to have it. If you don't know what that is, figure it out or come join us. You have to have that. More audits are going to be required. We're going to see public markets open up, SEC filings, more assurance work. Those that provide top tier service to their clients are going to be able to earn top tier fees. Bad accounting, bad records, bad books, bad controls, all of it, it just lowers your valuation. So if you have a dispensary down the street and it's doing a 2 million in sales, and before 280E, you could probably get 1x sales. So maybe you get 2 to 3 million for that dispensary. Today, it's 5 to 7 times more valuable. So maybe you can sell that $2 million dispensary for $10 million. Now, if you have crappy accounting and controls, you're going to take a 10 to 20% haircut when due diligence comes in. So we need to add value so we can help our clients maximize the value for them. How can we help clients right now? This is very big and bold on the top. We're in late December. They need to file these protective refund claims. There is a statute of limitations. They need to be filing these right now. So if you have prospects or clients, send them this information. Send them this video that I made. Tell them what to do. Bring this on. Use this as a lead magnet so that you can land a new client to help them build out their perpetual data room, do their permanent audit trail, and file their protective refund claims. For cultivators, manufacturers, we want to make sure the gap cost accounting is in place. We want to make sure our inventory counts are in good. We want to make sure we make counts at December 31 for all cannabis. And that, again, rock solid tied out accountings. Extend returns. Clients will get this. Don't pay tax in April or right now. Hold off on that till we see what happens in Q1 as well. Jen Bend, I've got two of her slides in. We did a podcast with her and Rachel Gillette at Holland Hart a couple of weeks ago. That's a great one on a court case. Here's her notes on protective refund claims. Make sure you do this correctly. It's in writing. It identifies the contingencies of this new executive order. It's clear. If you're confused at all, use a tax attorney. These carry less risks than just flat out refund claims. So do the protective refund claims, use this disclosure, consult a tax attorney as well. So that's all I got. I have never been more excited. Very great time in cannabis. There's never been a better time to participate in this industry. I'm super proud of my team, Ray and Christy and Rachel. I'm proud of our customers in the Dope CFO VIP program and our Dope CFO certified advisors. They are members of more than 100 cannabis organizations. They are lobbying on the Hill. They are helping their clients do good things. We are a part of this movement, and it makes those words behind my head, they're true. We're having fun, we're getting paid what we're worth, and we're making a difference for our clients and for the industry. And that's all you need to do to be successful. So super exciting times, and can't wait to see what happens in Q1.